All right guys, here we have the second wine in your summer 2022 wine club shipment, the 2019 Mourvedre. Now, like the Sangiovese, this is a blend of 3 different vineyards with almost half the fruit coming from our Rancho San Ynez estate grown here on the Mesa. Now, in comparison to the 2018, this is a little bit richer in its floral quality, kind of like a dark rose, a little bit of spiced red apple, and some warm baking spices on the nose. So today I've chosen to do a mushroom recipe that can be used as an appetizer, it can be used as a side dish, and it can also be used as kind of a topping to a protein like chicken or steak. So for today's purposes, I'm gonna use this as an appetizer, and we're gonna start off by making a little olive oil toast. First, we're going to cut up this roasted garlic crusty bread that I got from the market. We're gonna brush each of the sides with olive oil, and we're gonna heat up a skillet on the stove. Next, we're gonna take that bread and we're just gonna put it on medium-high heat on the stove and let that underside toast. Next, you're gonna flip it over and toast the other side until it's lightly charred. Okay, so here we have a pound of wild mushrooms, some olive oil, fresh garlic, salt, black pepper, a half cup of dry white wine, some creme fraiche, some flat leaf parsley, and fresh thyme leaves. Okay, so here we have our mushrooms. We're just gonna break those up with our hands and put them aside in a bowl. Next, we're gonna take our skillet, we're gonna heat it over medium-high heat, and once it's hot, put our mushrooms in and let them start cooking. Okay, so here we have our cooked down mushrooms. I know it seems a little counterintuitive, but to get the moisture out of the mushrooms, we actually cooked them in a lot of water, and as soon as that water evaporates and the mushrooms start sticking to the pan, you know that they're finished and cooked down enough so we can add our olive oil and then crisp them up. Okay, so the mushrooms are looking pretty crispy. At this point, I'm gonna throw in a few cloves of chopped garlic here. Just gonna kind of mix that around. Let that get in the oil for about 30 seconds. Kind of brown the garlic. Okay, so now I have a little bit of dry white wine. You can use whatever you have in the house. This is some stuff that's left over from a few nights ago. I'm just gonna put a little bit in the pan here. And we're just going to deglaze and let that simmer for about a couple minutes. All right, so now this has been deglazing. I'm gonna pull that off the heat there. And we have a little bit of creme fraiche. So I'm just gonna take a couple dollops of that. Now we're just gonna go ahead and mix this up here in the pan. Kind of turn that. Kind of want that creamy, you don't want it over creamy, but definitely get it enough. Give it this texture. All right, so the mushrooms are done. We got great consistency with the creme fraiche and a little bit of that white wine glaze. So I'm gonna finish with a little fresh parsley here. And then we're gonna go ahead and mix this in, serve it on toast. This is a great appetizer. You can also serve it as a side dish at Thanksgiving. You can put this over chicken, steak, anything. These are the best mushrooms. Make them for your family and friends. They will never forget it, I promise. All right, here we are with the final product. It looks delicious. Of course, a bottle of the 2019 Mourvedre. Now, the whole reason for this, Mourvedre, a little bit more of an earth-driven variety. I really like it with that umami, anything with fresh herbs. So of course, you've got the mushrooms, you've got a little bit of that creaminess coming through from the creme fraiche. We got the garlic and the fresh parsley. I think this is gonna be a perfect pairing. Let's see how it goes. That was an ambitious bite, but would recommend. Absolutely phenomenal. In fact, the acidity of this Mourvedre, which is really nice, being a medium plus bodied wine, kind of cuts through that creaminess of the mushrooms, but it brings in everything we wanted, a little bit of that pepper, salt, fresh herbs, and delicious umami coming through with the mushrooms. 100%, this is a win-win for everybody. Cheers.